you. Okay, welcome. I am calling the 2:30 meeting, Public Works Committee meeting to order. Number 2, Carolina Ganti. There you are, come on up. Appointment to the Tulsa City County Board of Health, replacing Dr. Sohm. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come on up and tell us a little bit about yourself. And let's see, have you been serving? No, you're new.
I have been serving now since, April?
April? Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes, so my name is Dr. Carolina Ganti. Fernandez is my maiden name. I am originally from Colombia. I came to the U.S. this year 10 years ago, to Tulsa 2.5 years ago. I'm a physician. I have a master's in clinical epidemiology and public health and an MBA from Cornell University. In my career, I've served as a physician in rural areas, red zones, as we call it, war zones in Latin America. I also worked for about 15 years in the pharmaceutical industry, global positions. The latest position was a Chief Operating Officer for Merck Latin America. That's when I moved to the U.S. Then I went crazy, became an entrepreneur. Because why would you do that?
Right, it is America.
And just in the middle of a pandemic, so we did that. Had my company until last year, and as I came to be in love very much with Tulsa, I heard of the opportunity of becoming, as I am today, the executive director for the UMA Center, which is a nonprofit focused in bridging the gap to healthcare and self-care for the community, especially in East Tulsa, but we're working on expanding that too. And that's how I came across the opportunity by the mayor of serving in the Board of Health. So to me, the question as to why would you like to, serve here is, I think I have the experience to help. I've known several different health systems. I'm willing to serve. I love Tulsa. I want this department to do very well. And I want people to be able to access to the best healthcare. So in any way I can help improve it, that's what I would do.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your willingness to serve. Yes, ma'am. Counselor Dunn.
So I follow the UMA page, and I absolutely love it, and I share it frequently on my city council. And I'm really so pleased to see the mental health outreach that you guys do.
Thank you.
I think it's phenomenal, and I'm so glad that you're on the east side taking care of this stuff. And catering to our Hispanic community mostly, which is so imperative and important, especially in these times, so.
That fills my heart because we are 7 people in my team, and I don't know how these people work so much.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed to have them, and as you said, the trust that they have gained in the community these past 6 years, where the organization has formed and grown. And I think what we are going to be creating now, which is we're working on building a talent pipeline for community health workers, navigators, and interpreters, so that they're embedded in the community, and we're working and looking to expand that into the healthcare system directly, so that they know that they can come here. We're going to have the first certified program in Oklahoma for navigators and interpreters. And so we want to lead that path, and definitely with that, hopefully accelerate the actual access people have, when we know some of those barriers are trust, cost.
Yep.
So grateful. Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think actually our nonprofits work together a bit. I lead Take Control Initiative, and I know we coordinate with UMA, so I'm really excited to see you in this other setting. And I love that you have that epidemiology background. And I know, our health department definitely, we have a number of different endemic things we're always tracking. I just wanted to say that as you're serving on this body, if you come across, I know for us here at the council, we're looking more when it comes to health and well-being at things that are more directly related to maybe land use or environmental impacts on health or things like that. If there are things you come across where you're okay, this isn't something that maybe the State Department of Health or our county health department will, like, can or should handle, but this is something a municipal government should be taking on or addressing, please let us know.
Oh, I
Or if you-
appreciate
Yeah,
that
if you have
greatly.
recommendations or anything that you think from a policy perspective we should look at, I would really love to hear it, so
No,
thank you
I
for serving.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
we were having this conversation a couple days ago. We were invited by the mayor to talk about the chief officer, police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying, this is the greatest opportunity. When we get called to the table, there's no way we cannot attend,
Mhm.
right? Because we're asking for that opportunity, so thank you for that, and yes, you can count on that. We have our eyes out for that.
Perfect. Great. Well, we will be voting at the August 19th, 5 o'clock meeting. You're welcome to be there, but it's not required. So, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Counselor Dr. Wright,
I'm recusing off of this next one.
thank you. I'll keep going though. Kick me out of your chair whenever you're ready. Number 3, John Hewitt. Come on up. Appointment to the Tulsa Performing Arts Center Trust, replace.
Interview chair?
Yep.
Oh, any chair you
Any
want.
chair.
Any chair.
From CD4, welcome to the table, and
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about yourself and why you would like to serve in this capacity.
So, I've just recently retired from Matrix Service Company here in town, public construction company, and been in Tulsa for 15 years. My college-age kids followed us here from Michigan, and so we've now got our kids here and a new grandbaby as of 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so we're definitely retiring here in Tulsa. So Tulsa's been become quite the home for us. And so my personal career has been third generation in the construction industry. Been around it my entire life, and while most of it's been in industrial and energy construction, did spend a little time in Florida building hospitals during my career. So, but certainly major projects, major construction work, and then my activity with our company, which is a public company, board governance and board control and the things that go with that, the leadership that goes with that. And then in town here, I am on some other charitable boards, I've been on since we moved here, between United Way and TCC and Philbrook. And so just enjoy being part of the community. It's been a great community. It's been very exciting for us when we moved here, the philanthropy in the community and how people give back. And you have an opportunity to actually make a difference here than you would in a big city like Houston or Pittsburgh, where I'm from. And so, so we're just excited to be here. And like I said, we're, especially now that we've got a grandbaby here, my wife and I aren't going anywhere. So anywhere, any way that I can possibly use my experience in this industry with the PEC and help them, which I know they've got a big program coming up here. I think I can add some real value there to the organization.
That's great. Thank you for willingness to step up. Counselor Dunn.
Yes, I want to tell you thank you so much for stepping in and stepping up. I do have one burning question.
Sure.
So your first grandchild, have you picked out your name that you're going to be called?
No, my wife and I have both said it's going to be up to her to figure out what
Yeah,
that is.
okay.
But just hopefully it's a word that you can say in public.
Yeah, right. I know as a grandparent myself,
Yeah.
it's something that I contemplated for a long time.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
just checking.
Okay, good question, everybody asks us that.
Okay, don't take mine.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
Council-
real quickly, thank you, obviously, John, for being willing to serve. Is your intent just to serve during the renovation and expansion of the PAC, or do you plan on continuing to serve beyond that?
I'm assuming the rest of the board thinks I'm doing a good job. My intention will be to serve as long as I'm able to do a good job.
Okay, but
And
your true intent is to serve actually during the
Oh, yeah.
renovation and
Yeah,
construction?
that was a
period.
commitment I made to Mark and to Wendy.
Okay.
And-
Yep, just wanted to create some
Okay.
clarity around
Yeah.
it, so I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Regardless, I appreciate you being willing to serve in
Oh,
that
yeah,
capacity.
absolutely. No, I think it's going to be kind of exciting and challenging, more so than some of the other charitable board stuff that I'm engaged with here in town. Hopefully none of those people are here, but, no, I'm looking forward to it, actually, and digging in.
Well, thank you.
All right. No other questions. We'll be voting on you on August 19th
Okay.
at 5 o'clock. You're welcome to attend, but again, not required.
Okay,
And thank you for being here.
okay, thank you.
You could bring the
Thanks for listening.
grandbaby.
Bring the grandbaby?
Yeah, that's required.
She does it
You
all
want me
the
to pass
time.
around some pictures?
Yeah.
She does it all the time.
Yes.
All right. Next on the agenda, number 4, right-of-way occupancy permit between the City of Tulsa and Vero Fiber Networks, issued for the use and occupancy of city's right-of-way to allow for the purpose of placing, owning, operating, and managing facilities therein. Mr. Zachary, welcome
Paul
back.
Zachary, Public Works, thank you. This is pursuant to the right-of-way management ordinance. This is an applicant that's applied to actually have 1,072 feet of linear fiber networks. It's going to be going into the right-of-way. And they went through all the items and reviews. They've checked all the boxes, and we would recommend approval, request approval of their permit to be able to occupy our right-of-way.
Counselor Bingle?
Initial installation of infrastructure upgrade.
1,702 feet of linear feet of fiber that they're putting in to serve. That's,
So this is a new
yes, sir.
installation?
New installation.
Okay. And they, obviously you know the challenge that I'm
Oh, absolutely.
talking about.
Yep.
That we've been impacted by some of these other utilities that are putting in their new infrastructure.
So with this one, we're thankful for just 1,702 feet.
No, I'm just
Not
making
miles.
sure.
Absolutely.
But remember, one property owner, pissed off property owner is equal to 1,000.
You got it.
So,
You got it.
appreciate it.
Counselor Lakin, did you have a comment or question?
No,
Oh, okay. Counselor Butcher?
I'm just saying hi to everybody.
Okay, you were saying hello. All
You had
right.
your hand up. I thought you wanted
I
Thank
to.
you,
just kept
Counselor Bush,
waving.
for starting the meeting. Item number 5 is an ordinance closing a certain portion of alley and vertical airspace located at 316 East 2nd Street, Tulsa, Original Town Edition, requested by Jamie Skipper of Wallace Design Collective on behalf of 316 East 2nd LLC to accommodate 2 external doors that swing into the alleyway. This is in District 1.
Yes, ma'am. Per code, you can't swing doors out into public right-of-way. So what we do to assist with some of these older buildings, that this is their only exit doors, and these are key to their use, is we'll actually close that portion that's just necessary for the swing of the doorway. And we've also gone up to the height of the doorway. There is electric utilities in that area, and we just want to make sure that we're closing not only at the door where the door swings, but also the vertical space where the door's going to occupy. And we sent this out to everybody, even all the utilities that are in the alleyways, and nobody offered any objection whatsoever. And so we recommend approval of this closure.
Okay, Counselor Gilbert.
Are there any windows?
No, it's just the door swings. It's just for the door. It's like the
Okay.
height of the door. These doors swing out, and they've got to
Right.
have them, so we're just going to close the airspace up to the top of the doors and stuff.
Okay, I was just making sure that they don't swing it open when someone's walking down the alleyway.
Well, they-
Unless it's bank.
They can. They're going to put bollards.
Possibility.
They're going to put skateboarding, et cetera, on sidewalks. That's why we don't really want to do that, so.
Right.
Counselor Bellis?
Yeah, I was just gonna name to my colleagues, this comes up downtown a lot, just, because of the older buildings. And it can be really hard for people when they go to rehab a building, because they'll either have to do something like this if it's feasible wherever those doors are, or they'd have to completely redo the doorway, and then you also get into historic preservation challenges. So I'm just glad that this was a possibility in
You
this
bet.
case, because we've had people, over things like this, determine projects aren't feasible. Though luckily, so much of our sidewalks have enough, they're wide enough that there's actually the space to do this. But I haven't heard too many stories of anyone being hit with the door yet. But
That's
it
good.
It probably happens,
Yes.
I'm gonna guess,
Yeah,
yeah.
just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's a
I was
good
just
question.
wondering, so.
It's not too
No,
far
yeah,
from
that's
here,
cool.
so we can all go
We can
visit
all go,
it.
let's
Yeah,
all
it
go
is
stand
a-
near it and see what
it is a-
happens.
it is
We need to monitor that.
Field trip.
Yeah,
We need a
Okay.
door monitor?
Anything else on number
let's
5?
investigate.
Item number 6 is a resolution authorizing condemnation of property owned by Stella A. Crow, Carolyn S. Hardesty, and Joe K. Biles, located at 1207 North Harvard Avenue. An existing public necessity requires the acquisition of the Coal Creek Rehabilitation and Relief Project. This is in District 3.
Yes, ma'am. We've had a history of going through this, but since March 20th, 2026, in an effort to get Mr. Biles to sign, we've got the other signatures. He is the only one that has not, and we've gone certified mail. We've tried to send him, and it's no comments on the dollar value. He was just not signing the document. So we're going to start this process. They will be notified that if he does end up signing, and we'll just stop the process midway, but we just got to get it started. It's
Okay.
just drawing on a little bit too long.
Okay, any comments or questions? Okay, item number 7 is a resolution authorizing condemnation of property owned by Truman Nipper, Stephen H., and Janice A. Bennett located at 11717 East 41st Street South, South Garnett Road to 129th East Avenue. An existing public necessity requires the acquisition for water line and street improvements. This carries the emergency clause in District 7.
Yes, ma'am. We've been working since December with these folks. Back in February, they did send in a counteroffer that increased our offer of $4,150, which was the basis of an appraisal, and they added $10,000 to it, and they did not offer any basis for it. They just they were willing to settle if we paid $10,000 more, and we've been trying to figure out the basis of that addition to close this parcel, and then we've now been directed that all communication is to go through their law office, and we're not to contact them any further. So with that, we're going to proceed with this, and I would hope that we can find out their basis for the $10,000 and come to some kind of a settlement before we have to go through the whole process. But we're trying to get our water line in
I
there.
would guess they just know the city of Tulsa has a $1.23 billion budget.
That doesn't help
Trying to-
us. Yeah, if
trying
you
to
guys could downplay
negotiate.
that a little bit, that would help us out.
Wow.
All right, well,
Set up a lemonade
first time hearing
stand.
of it. Item number 8 is a license agreement between the City of Tulsa and Coxcom LLC for property located at East 500 Road between South 435 Road and South 436 Road to install 2 inches of HDPE poly pipe with fiber optic cable underneath the raw water flow lines. This is in Mays County.
Yes, ma'am.
Should I read all of them? Are they all related?
They are, if you want to read all the locations, that would be good, but
Okay.
it is the same type of work.
Okay, this is 9, 10, and 11, oh no, 9 and 10, sorry, got ahead of myself. So 9 is for West 530 Road and West 540 Road with the same City of Tulsa and Coxcom LLC for the same reason. And then the other address is 530 Road and West 540 Road located on South 427 Road to install fiber optic lines. So 8, 9, and 10, I've just read.
Yes, ma'am, and the installations all match the
Sorry,
same way.
7, 8.
These are going to be subsurface installations, and we do have a standard, and they've signed off on that on their exhibit, that they are going to build at least 6 feet below inside of a conduit that they can pull line through without disturbing the grade. But we've reviewed this. The folks at Water Distribution and also the lakes have seen this and offered no objection, and we would ask for your approval of this license agreement.
Paul, is this largely rural? Like, what kind of notices go out on this?
Yes, well, actually, we own that right of way
Okay,
straight out, so it's just to us. So they're just
Okay.
they're going along the road in the public right of way.
Yep.
But then whenever anybody interacts on that right of way, they gotta come to us because we owned it before.
okay,
We had prior rights.
great. I learned something today, that we have property in Mays County. Always something different. Item number 11 is thank you, Mr. Zachary.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Is a presentation and update with representatives from the Parks Department and representatives from the Tulsa Golf Management Group on golf programs, current events, activities, and efforts. Let's see, Director America, and do you have guests joining you? Yeah.
Are you coming up, Randy?
No, I'll just stay here. It's probably best.
Welcome to our table, welcome back.
Thank you, and let me, do you need to access this here?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get this to you. You want to switch seats?
No, you're good.
Okay. So I think most of you know Nick and Randy Heckenkemper, who is also here, and their partners here. Anna America, Director of Parks and various other things. But they had come and done a presentation to Park Board recently, and we were just so impressed with the progress that's been made in the first year of operation, and really wanted you guys to hear, since I know you were real involved in this. And just a quick reminder, we went through a national search. I think we had 9, if I remember right, applicants from across the country. I mean, everybody who operates golf courses all across the country, and we had this local, we were incredibly lucky to have this local talent here that was at a stage where they were willing to come be a part of this, and chose them through that competitive process. And it's been, I think, exceeded our expectations in terms of, you know, a couple of things that we really had prioritized, and that was input from counselors and others in the community, but taking good care of the courses, obviously. Really looking at how we could expand. These courses are owned by the citizens of Tulsa, and what can we do to make sure that more citizens of Tulsa are getting to use them? And so looking at how they could reach out to sort of your non-traditional golfers in lots of ways. And to do this all in a more financially successful manner. And they have exceeded all of those, and it really shows, I think, when you have local, the thing I would say about Randy and Nick and their team, they know Tulsa, they know these courses, they love these courses, and they respect them, and they respect the history of these courses. And that really shows in how they've managed it, and I think their vision for it. So I'm going to turn it over to Nick Sidorkas.
Thank you, Honey. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and Randy. So, Randy Heckenkemper, my partner in this, and we're both semi-retired, and we got pulled back in, but for the right reasons. And then Mark Budler. Mark's our director of golf, and he's the one that makes it all happen. So he runs both operations, and we set the vision. So this has been a labor of love. Randy and I started this, COVID, and volunteered for 5 years behind the scenes, working with Anna and quietly working with Troon to try and improve golf course conditions. And things improved, but we said, why are we in the background? Let's be in the forefront and just run it. And so we submitted a presentation proposal, and you accepted us, and it's been a lot of fun. We love doing it, and I look at it as fun. And we've had a lot of success, and a lot of things have gone right for us. So just a couple things I'm going to cover. If I go too fast, I normally speak very quickly, so just bear with me. If I do, just ask a question.
I just want you to know we're already adapted to that.
It's me.
We're trying to keep up.
I was really excited when you said you would talk fast. Let's go.
She's our disclaimer language person.
Well, counselor. So just what I'm just going to go over high level, and so these are the metrics, and so our first year performance. On the left is we just finished our first fiscal year, and for the city calendar, and so total rounds of golf, 122,000, an increase of 22.4% compared to the right, which was we operated the last 3 months of 25 in their fiscal year, and the rest 9 months was for Troon. And those numbers on the right in 23, 24 are basically the same. So when you look back on the comparative, total merchandise sales of 363,000, an 86% increase. Food and beverage, 46% increase. Gross sales of 40.5%, which is, to me, I still scratch my head. And I know we did things well, but not that well, I didn't think. But when I see the numbers, I go, wow. And even for me, and I've been in this arena most of my life. Profit and loss, which is the key, almost $500,000, and when you look at a 400% increase. And then, when people say, okay, well, you increased prices. No, we actually dropped them 8%, because the golf course conditions were in bad shape when we took over. So I think the numbers speak for itself. And if you talk to anyone that plays golf, go ahead, please.
This is Page and Mohawk combined together? Okay.
Yes. So mind you, Page does about 65% of the revenue. And I can get very specific, I'm a numbers geek. So, I'll show you, but 80,000 rounds were at Page, 42,000 were at Mohawk. And I'll cite a couple different things. These are pictures. So the top picture is the picture we walked into. Very sparse, nothing in the golf shop. When you walk in the golf shop now, it's like, so we compare ourselves, I don't want to compare ourselves to a competition, but
Go ahead.
if you go into
Go ahead.
LaFortune, Josh does a great job for the county.
Yeah.
And he's killed it. And Pat did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And so that's our competition. And when you walk into Page, this is what you see. It's full. And I'm proud of that. And the results and the numbers speak for themselves. Price points are key. So we have a different price point at Mohawk compared to Page. It's a different clientele. You adapt to the clientele, and I think we've done that effectively. Capital investment. So one of the things in the proposal was, okay, what are you going to bring to the table? And so Randy and I, going back in my volunteer days, the city proposed, well, we have $1 million, can you match it? Well, we raised it in 6 months. We raised $970,000. And so that money was a direct capital investment. The first thing we did was put a $500,000 pump station because we couldn't irrigate at Mohawk. We had a 47-year-old irrigation system. The infrastructure at Mohawk is dying. It's dead. We are holding it together with a string. And so that was the first, so we could actually irrigate. We actually have generators at Mohawk that connect because the wiring is so bad to irrigate certain satellites. We've invested $2.3 million in basically the first year. And you can see those line 3 and 4, we purchased 227 new carts. The carts that we took over with were an embarrassment, and that is a $1.6 million investment. And then since April 1st, we purchased over 19 pieces of golf course maintenance equipment. The average life of a piece of equipment at both facilities is over 15 years old. And it's basically, its life cycle is 10 years gone. So that's what we're dealing with. And so the private investment on the bottom line, the money that we raised, $1 million, we had about $350,000 left over because we also did $1 million bunker renovation the latter part of 24 and 25 at Page Belcher. So we took $308,000 from the TCF fund that we raised privately and put it towards the equipment and the improvement. We've laid over 11 acres of sod on both facilities here in the last year. The Mohawk equipment is up on the top right. That's just a sampling. To your right is a bucket truck. No investment, no work was done previously to the trees. I will tell you, we probably have 3,000 trees at Mohawk and probably 2,000 trees at Page. And they're in dire need of work. So it's a constant battle during the non-golf season. Page Belcher down on the left, big investment, which I'm really proud of and excited. When we get a new piece of equipment, my superintendents jump for joy. Hands-on investment in playing conditions. So this is the key. This is really where we've seen the impact on what we've done. It's a focus on what the golfers see. It's all about details. It's how good was your last impression? How good was your last round? How good was your last meal? We've sodded over, as I said, 11 acres on both courses. We just sodded over 2 acres at Mohawk in the last 3 weeks, which was in dire need, because nothing was ever reinvested in the golf courses. Golf course conditioning, this is where the success has been. And when you look or you talk to anyone that plays golf at Page Belcher, they will tell you, because we hear it all the time, and hopefully you hear it, because I think it's a really good success story, and I'm not tooting our own horn, but I am. Our maintenance team has done an amazing job with agronomic processes that we've introduced, and we've increased the budget by almost $800,000 in golf course maintenance, but we've also increased revenue by that amount, and we're generating profit. The money we make, we hope to reinvest. So the $477,000 is what's going to be reinvested into the golf courses over the next year. So that's the key. We just talked about trees. We could trim trees for the next 10 years. So we've got a good program with a local tree company and our staff during the off-seasons. These are some of the pictures. Fairway cuts, previously, it was dirt. So in a lot of these areas, it was pure dirt. They used to call Mohawk the Dust Bowl. And now they don't, because now our focus was tees, fairways, greens. And that's what we've executed. The thing on the right, the picture on the right, we just invested $60,000 redoing that green. That's the 12th green at Stone Creek at Paige Belcher. And we expanded the green because of encroachment, and then we relayed sod. We worked with Jones Plan, who did an amazing job, and then we expanded number 13 green. And both of these are test cases. It was done on July 23rd, right, Randy? Yes. So we're excited to open that in about 2 or 3 weeks, weather permitting, and I think the weather's going to cooperate the way it is. So, service hospitality, it's all about hospitality. It's how we make you feel when you walk through the door. And we are very, very, we take the initiative. And our team, we've created we have a new team. We have a great culture that we're developing, great attitudes, people that want to be there. We have over 90 full-time, part-time employees. We had a lot of turnover initially, and we've solidified that because of Mark and how he operates. It's a culture of caring and trust, just what I did at Southern Hills and developing that and creating that. It's really making how you make the customer feel when they come in, valued, welcomed. When I walked into Paige or Mohawk previously, you just didn't feel it. You never saw it. It wasn't genuine. And now it's genuine, and there's enthusiasm about it. And that's what excites me, and it gives me goosebumps when we talk about that. And it's the way we want to make you feel. The other thing is living wage. Troon wasn't paying a living wage, and even still we're not to where we need to be. You know, we took over. These people were making $10 an hour. That's ridiculous. Now it's 14 to 16 starting wage, and it's going to increase every year. And it's going to increase as much as we make money. It's going back to the employees, and they need to make a living wage, and that is key. And we want to do that. And so each year we're looking at that to increase that. And then last October we conducted the first survey, I think, and that was even basically in 6 months of operation, and we received a 4.5 overall rating. That should be 4.8 to 4.9. That's the goal. So, let's see, golf programming, blossoming, Anna mentioned that. We had a interclub with private clubs today, actually. So we had 6 private clubs, and we have our first tee program, which are kids that play at Mohawk and Paige. And we had 50 players there, and I took pictures, and it was just awesome to see 50 juniors going out there from private clubs coming to Paige. Now, you wouldn't have done that 2 or 3 years ago. We would have been embarrassed. We're not embarrassed. We're proud, and that's really cool. All the different programming, I'm not going to get into it. Women's, so 45% increase in women's golf over the last 5 years. Women have been over 2.5 million women have started playing golf over the last 5 years. They make up 28% of the total play in the United States right now. And women and girls represent a 60% increase in golfing. That's our focus. And we do an amazing program on Wednesdays. And we do free programming as well to bring the women and bring the children in. It's been really successful. We've worked with Bank of America. We worked with NeuroDrive. Assisting these physically disabled children. And it's really, really exciting. And then we partner with First Tee. Since I'm president and founder, it also helps with that, and it's headquartered at Mohawk Park. And so we've seen over 170,000 juniors participate since we started. We just celebrated 25 years in June, so we're excited about that. We do 26 free classes a week. It is free. We do not charge. We have never charged, and we never will charge. So it's a great, great program in that, and it's great to where we can operate and work with Janice Gibson in her program as well. And just flyers, different things that we're doing. PJ Hope is really cool. It's free for the veterans. So we partner with anyone that wants to partner with us, we partner. Different, these are the kids that are out there with the NeuroDrive program. It was really cool, and a Mohawk individual instruction. And Janice with the First Tee, they come over and support us, we support them. So it works hand in hand. Whoops. Now the big challenge that we have. So Mohawk is in a floodplain. Everything that comes, all the water that comes from Tulsa drops down to Mohawk. And we get everything and anything at Mohawk. There's an area off to the right of number 5 on Woodbine, in an area that's maybe a little bit bigger than this room. I counted 25 tires that float down into that area. And you'll see some pictures, so they'll tell the story. That's the flooding that we're dealing with. 3 to 4 feet of water at times when it rains 2 inches. And then all the debris on some of the passing, the river creek passes on the right-hand side, that's what we deal with every day. We've had 3 bridges already wash out that we have fixed internally or have gotten a contractor to come in and fix. We have gotten the culprit, thanks to Anna, getting this done on number 12 of Pecan Valley. Randy and his team are doing the work for us. And for $11,000, it's going to solve a big problem that we have in getting water to come off the golf course. I can get deep and talk your ear off on this thing, but we closed just since May, we've closed 38 days, completely closed down on Pecan Valley. Basically, it over the loss of almost $300,000. That money, or $280,000, that money actually would have put us in the black. We lost $260,000 at Mohawk in the first year of operation. Now, Page made $770,000. So we're subsidizing Mohawk, but we also increased rounds at Mohawk by 10,000, so it's like 28, actually 30-something percent, I lost the percentage, but significant. So just overview, Mohawk Park is over 100 years old. Perry Maxwell, the same person that designed Southern Hills, basically designed Mohawk Park. And we have a master plan. I'll talk about that in a minute. But our goal is to redo it. And that's what I'm here to tell you we'd like to do. And we have a lot of ideas. We have a master plan. And we're working with the city on trying to get the flood mitigation, not eliminated because it's a floodplain, but controllable. And to where it works, to where we can reinvest and put money and then actually make money at Mohawk. The ceiling for Mohawk is amazing. We have the renovation, the master plan looks to be about a $14 to $15 million plan. We're working with the city, as I said. We have $8 million for the city golf courses that was from a bond a couple of years ago, 4 at each facility. And so my goal is to go through, once we get the flooding worked out, is to do private, go out and try and raise private money, and also possibly, maybe it's a revenue bond, but I feel pretty comfortable we can raise private funds for this and do a public-private partnership with this as well, and get this done, hopefully, if we can get this flood done, and get this master plan on its feet and executed within the next couple of years. That's my goal. I want to get this done during my time in the next 3 to 4 years. So we're working with WSB, with the city. They've modeled a plan to get their water off on the west side, and they have a plan. That plan is $2 to $6 million. It's a big number. Randy came up, and Randy's an engineer, and Randy's come up with this proposal which hopefully WSB will model. And we believe that this is less than actually $750,000, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, because that floodgate is $250,000. And that water would excavate and get off the property this even better than what we think that was proposed.
If I could add one thing.
Please do. You're the expert.
100 years ago, after the 1923.
You want to come to the table so you can.
100
Get you on the mic.
Yeah.
To be on.
Yeah, tell us who you
You're
are.
at
Yeah.
the table.
Randy
anyway.
Heckenkamper, Nick's partner.
Randy's
Thank
a
you.
golf course architect, done over 80 golf courses throughout the country.
So 100 years ago, after the 1923 flood, they designated Mohawk a stormwater retention area. They built up a lake perimeter road, and the intent was to prevent Bird Creek from backing up into Mohawk. Within 100 years, the hydrological engineering and modeling has progressed tremendously. So with WSB, all the water that's coming off of the Tulsa airport that flows through Mohawk and Coal Creek is roughly a 10-acre drain, 10 square miles. Bird Creek's 1,000 square miles. So what happens is Coal Creek flows in, stagnates into Mohawk, whereas Bird Creek in 1,000 square miles, it doesn't rise quickly. We know days or hours that it's going to rise. The intent of the floodgate is put a low water crossing, and New Orleans uses over 200 of these. It would be manually operated, so WSB assures us that the water from Coal Creek would flow into Bird Creek and be gone before Bird Creek rises. So at that point, it can excavate Mohawk Park Golf Course and the zoo parking lot, that's really important, 10 times faster than current conditions. So it takes a 2-day flood event down to 4 to 6 hours. And so we let our water go through, we let the debris go through, then as Bird Creek rises, then we close the gate. It's a gate like you would have at a warehouse, but when it seals, it's watertight. And so that gate is 200,000+ plus the low water crossing, so it's $500,000-$600,000. But it's something that could have happened anytime in the last 100 years. Nick and I, being golf czar expert, that's where we focused on. We think that this is a great solution that makes Mohawk sustainable.
And we would propose that this cost would be in the renovation cost, that we would try and once we can get this solved, and you all and the mayor decide, hey, go for it, then we can go out, I can go out, Randy can go out, we can actually start raising funds. I have people wanting to support us financially. And the quicker we can get this approved, the better, to where we can get this done and really start construction, get this approved, and do it, and create it, and do a 27-hole golf course. Redo front 9 of Woodbine, back 9 of Pecan, and also retain the back 9 of Woodbine. And then expand the driving range facilities and practice area. And it would be the first new golf course in the city of Tulsa in over 20 years, which is desperately needed. Mohawk will sustain itself. It will make money, guaranteed, with this renovation. Right now, 47 years of infrastructure, it's dying. In 2.5, 3 years, it will not be there. We're holding it on with a string. So if we don't do anything, Mohawk will cease to exist as a golf course. So, and then, so the master plan, real quick, just some of the things we talked about. We have the master plan, it's ready to go. Infrastructure is 47, get the approval of the flood water removal, integrate the cost of the flood water, as I mentioned, private-public funding plan, get council and the mayor approval, promote, publicize the plan, fundraise for private donations, and start hopefully 28, 29. So, questions?
Yes, I'm a Q here. Thank you so much. I hope Council Q is watching this
Should be
presentation
so
today. She was a big advocate. Admittedly, I was a skeptic because I just know how much we have to take care of, and so you have made a believer out of me, Nick.
Yeah.
I know that was
Randy and Mark.
Yeah, Randy and all
The
of
team.
you. Mostly because I think we had always talked about how Paige Belcher would probably be supporting Mohawk, and what I just heard from you is if we'll make this investment, we don't even have to rely on that. And just the programming, I wrote down NeuroDrive, I'm ready, like, how do I find out more about these things? So maybe, do you promote it on the parks website on it, or
We do some,
Facebook?
yeah,
or-
we've been trying to really collaborate and work with them, so like, we shared some information about that, but then they also share quite a bit as well.
Like,
On
how
our
can we
Instagram,
promote?
we can get you on the Instagram.
Okay,
So
because a lot
Mark,
of us
they-
have town halls, or
Yeah.
we're meeting, we're talking a lot about like the mayor's office of children, family and youth, and I'm like, this seems like a natural fit, some of this programming.
We do
Well,
special needs also
Yeah.
with First Tee as well.
Yeah, First Tee is such a great, I mean, we are the only program,
I know.
Tulsa's the only one in the country that's free.
Yeah, and this NeuroDrive also.
Yeah, well, and the veterans programming
Yes.
and the women's programming.
I
We do a
know,
lot
I
of-
was like, it could be
Your
a little
Facebook,
golf.
you put it out there.
We do a lot of outreach, and that was, Anna's vision with this is to really create more outreach and, we'll partner, as I said, we'll partner with anyone.
So just to clarify, you need 14 million, 15 million,
That's
And
the
you have
estimated
8.
cost. Huh?
and you have 8,
Well, 4.
Well, so.
or is that
and
split between the two?
You all would need to make a decision, so we have 4 and 4. What
Okay.
we would like to do is take 2 from Page and make 6.
Got it.
So I have 6, and then I've got to raise 8 or 9.
8.
And then we've got to be creative in what we do and how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
The quicker we get out there and do it, we could do a revenue bond also. Now, the county does it all the time. La Fortune's doing a $10 million, and South Lakes are both doing renovations. They fund it solely, they're doing $10 million. They solely do it by revenue bonds. That's all their capital improvements, are redoing bunkers, irrigation. So all that is funded through a revenue bond, that the same person that does the counties does the cities.
Sure.
So there's opportunity there. And we can pay it back through what we do with both courses. It should be paid back solely by Mohawk because we will do 45 to 50,000 rounds of golf there. La Fortune is doing 55,000 on 18. There's no reason, after a renovated Mohawk, we shouldn't be doing at a minimum to 40 to 50,000.
So just to make that clear, I mean, what Nick's saying is what they want to come back is, would not require additional public funding. It's the existing public funding,
Right.
maybe shifting somehow we
Reallocated.
prioritize that. And then a combination of revenue bond, which is technically public funding, but I mean, it's not a new tax on anyone, it's just paying back out of the golf revenue itself. And
Which
then
there's
existing
actually revenue now.
And it should sustain itself, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but, the way we're trending and will continue to trend,
Sure.
it's only going to get better.
Sure.
It just is. And, we're the game in town right now. We're the best conditioned public golf course in the city, flat out.
I would, if you haven't been out to the courses recently, even if you're not a golfer, I mean, reach out to these guys and they'll take you out and give you a tour and you will be really
I'd love to show you
Well,
Mohawk.
and I wrote down the nearly $300,000 lost just from May, so I'm also factoring in, opportunity costs that we're losing if we don't make these
Right.
improvements. Can we check with NCOG to see if there's any flood mitigation type grants out there? I think it's just a good idea to look at.
Yeah.
I have Counselor Bellis and Counselor Deck.
Like both.
Yeah.
I knew somebody was going to say it. Everybody's been thinking it.
What?
We have 24 boulders that could solve this.
So what about boulders?
No, those have been part of
All we
the
have to do is move them.
exhibition.
Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon. No, I just wanted
Can't
to.
afford to move them again, I'm sure of it,
We need one brought up here just
for
to
me to
remind
sit
us.
on
We
and
could all
like
tag
this.
it. Okay.
Or carry the world.
Yeah, moving on. I just wanted to say, yeah,
Just throw it in the elevator.
I have so many family members that golf, and I've avidly run away from it. But that was genuinely such a contagious
I
presentation.
know, I think we're gonna
wanna be
sign up
part
for
of
the
it. I know.
ladies
You should,
Wednesday.
it's fun.
I know.
Let's do it
I'm just
together.
really energizing.
Yes.
But no, there were. I
We
wanted
can do
to.
that.
But no, just seriously, like, thank you, this is so
We can do
thorough,
it.
and genuinely compelling, and it's so exciting what you all have done, and like, just the data, those percentages you shared about the growth, it's just so exciting. I was curious, going back to, I know you mentioned, okay, we think we can raise, this privately, revenue bond possibility, is there, since you're wanting to start construction, I saw in 2028, 2029, is there a certain date where you, like, if you needed to come back and pursue other creative options with the city, is there kind of a timeline where you're like, this is?
Well, what I would do is,
Yeah.
once we get the flood water figured out, which hopefully WSB is just waiting to get, we need $11,000 for them to study it.
Okay.
And so Anna and I are working on that. And once that's modeled out, hopefully by the end of the year, then we have clarity, and then you all approve perhaps the master plan. I'm happy to go over the master plan with you, and then start fundraising. And I want to have money in the bank, ready to go, funding it before we move forward. And then, naming rights, if anyone's open to that, there's so many possibilities. I had a member, there's a gentleman that came to me and goes, if you offered a 4.5% tax-free deal, I'd give you $1 million right now. And so, and this is a gentleman I've known for years. So there's just avenues, you need to look at creative things on what we can possibly do, because people will support Mohawk. We need the plan to move forward and start and publicize it.
And you-
Everyone that played golf, that's my age, started at Mohawk. There's so many heartstrings from people that are in their 60s that just, and
Counselor Lakin's almost there. Today's his birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
almost there.
He's hanging on to 59 like that.
Oh,
That's
I wasn't
good.
sure how
Enjoy
old
it.
he was.
You said the 100th anniversary was coming. What is the year of the 100th?
Next 27.
Next year.
27, okay.
And then you mentioned that it would help the zoo as well. Could you describe that a bit? I'm just curious, because I think that's also another
So the
opportunity.
parking's a big issue.
The
and-
parking lot, yeah, they end up having to close
Oh,
because of the parking
Oh, the
lot
drainage.
floods there.
Ah.
And so, yeah, this
The
would,
evacuation of the water will benefit the zoo as
That-
well.
That could help you
And then
fundraise from a lot of
there's
people who
land.
go there out of desperation.
So
when
there's
schools
land from
closed.
Pecan, the 9 holes,
Like myself, yeah.
that I didn't even talk about, that we're not gonna use.
Okay.
So the front 9 of Pecan right now, we're not gonna use, because, for a number of
and
reasons.
we've had very, well, and it's probably in the right spot to have it here, but, just very discussions about how that might be leveraged to, there's some challenges that the zoo has, for example, for like bus parking.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And some things like that, where it could help support some of those needs, so.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
nice
that
to have
would,
them next to each other.
yeah, I think there's,
Yeah.
that sounds like
I feel
something
like
that.
a working group is forming.
No, well, and
As
also
we
I know
speak.
like with zoo parking and the zoo also taking over maintaining that lot, I just think there's a number of layered things there that I could see that also being another way that could get different stakeholders at the table to help, even if golf, like, they might be like, oh, okay, but the zoo. I think that's great. And then I just wanted to ask a little bit more about, I was really excited to hear you really verbalize the, part about livable wage and ensuring people were getting paid adequately. I was just curious if you all, as you've been doing that, what the kind of the demographics you all hire, age-wise, are these older
Anywhere from-
adolescents or?
from, 16, right? They have to be 16 to work outside golf.
Okay.
To 75.
Okay.
We have seniors that work for us,
Okay.
and we give them free golf. So anyone that's employed gets free golf.
So,
My
Phil?
Phil?
He's just waiting to get his AR.
So actually, we had a gentleman that just
brought all this
left, he was
attention.
81.
Yeah.
So,
The problem with me playing golf is they need more groundskeepers after I play golf.
Oh,
Drive the cart.
but also that's exciting with
that's
the wage.
important
We
to
can
us.
get you some.
So are a lot of
all-time
people,
stuff.
is it more, are most people, is it full-time employment or more part-time?
So we have 35, 38 full-time, and then the rest are part-time, seasonal. And so, when you look at whether it's an hourly person that's 16, 18 years old, to, the goal is to get, the private clubs are paying 20 to 23. We've got to generate revenue to support that.
Sure.
It's gonna get there, probably in a couple of years, because that's gonna be the number, is probably 20 is where the focus is, but it's gotta incrementally, we've gotta incrementally do it. But we also do it by performance. So you're performing, you're gonna get rewarded. And if there's a person that's excelling after 3 months, I'm not afraid to give them a raise whatsoever. And those performers will get rewarded.
That's great, thank you.
Okay, I have Dutton, Bingle, and then Bush.
I too I'm very impressed with the presentation.
Thanks.
I'm a regular Mohawk Park user. I love the trails out there. I love the Oxley Nature Center, and it's a really convenient drive for me, and it's also a District 1 and 3, we split it. And so I did not realize what an economic driver this is for the community, and I really applaud that. And so I have gone out there oftentimes after flooding just to view, so I'm very familiar where you're talking about it floods on the golf course. And what does that look like with Bird Creek, Coal Creek, and Lake Yahola all right there, all this water mass? What does it look like for the mitigation aspect of ensuring that that is not going to be a continual problem with the flooding in certain holes?
Well, it's going to be a problem unless we're able to put the floodgate,
Okay.
which allows Coal Creek to evacuate quicker and is downstream before Bird Creek rises. And again, WSB has assured us that that's the natural flow of Coal Creek
Right.
to come in and leave, then we close the gate. And the first question was, is what happens if somebody closes the gate? We flood, no worse than what we're flooding for 100 years, you know? And so, but we have staff there all the time. We won't forget to close it.
There's
And
staff there 16 hours,
yeah.
17 hours a
So,
day.
I mean, it doesn't have to be automated. There'll be debris, we'll clean the debris and we'll pull it. And so anyway, the big deal is in conjunction with the low water crossing, so that we start allowing water to leave the park quicker. That's also one of the keys. So the gate is 40 feet long, 4 feet high, from elevation 590 to 94. 94 is a 100-year floodplain. So we will still protect to the 100-year floodplain.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that Coal Creek, as you initially enter into Mohawk, it floods dramatically. You can't even really go into the park because of that, so you kind of have to go around to Lake Yahola.
So that Coal Creek at normal stage is 30 to 40 feet wide,
Right.
10, 12 feet deep.
Mhm.
Okay, we can all envision that in this room. It drains through a single 54-inch pipe.
Yeah.
So it's literally like taking your straw, Carol, and trying to drain Mohawk. And that's where, by going 4 by 40 plus the low water crossing, we can evacuate 10 times faster.
I appreciate that. I know that
Love it.
a lot of the Bird Creek runoff also is going to end up in Owasso, but that's their problem, I guess.
No, but I mean, it eventually goes there anyway, so.
Yeah, well, it's a natural water flow.
Yeah, that's right.
Of where it goes. I really like the idea also of the minimum wage that is being paid to your employees. And I'm super excited. I would love to see come from this the possibility of a restaurant, maybe something to cater to the golfers that actually go out there, and just an expansion of further recovery of revenue.
Well, be careful what you ask for. Having been in
Okay.
the restaurant business all my life.
Oh, good. We need to talk then.
It's a tough business.
Yeah,
It's, we make money in food and beverage.
yes.
Okay,
yes.
building a larger facility,
Mhm.
you need the kitchen to support it.
Right.
We don't have equipment in the kitchen to support, we don't have any vents, so there is no exhaust hoods at that page. So basically, the only thing I can do is I can grill burgers and fried chicken, and so I don't even have an oven. I can't put an oven in without putting a hood in. And
Right,
so
right.
that's a big investment. That alone is probably $75,000. That wouldn't be a priority for me, in all due respect.
I get it.
But, I think the clientele, you've got to watch the way the golfers utilize the facility. Mohawk is used different than Page. And even what I thought, expanding the restaurant, because that was my, expand it. Well, when you look at, after 16 months of operation, and I analyze it, a lot of our golfers don't come in after the round and eat.
Right.
Okay.
They're trunk slammers. So they're done, they take from the cart to the trunk, they slam it, and they're gone.
That's a new one too for me. Hey, thank you,
And
Ken.
that's what I call them, trunk slammers.
Right.
And it's a whole different animal when you look at it. Now, Oklahoma City's done great, they've made huge, $15 million for Clubhouse, and they want it to be more of a community center. Well, money, it takes money to do that.
Right.
Okay, and it takes capital. If that's something you want, that's something you need to look at, but we can't fund it.
Right, no, I wasn't
We've got
thinking.
go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that you guys would fund it, but I'm thinking of the opportunities outside of the
You
golf
could
course
create a
itself.
community center type of program at both facilities if you
A
wanted to.
community center.
Just don't put
I mean,
Swampy's in
and
there.
it's done, but it'll cost money.
Yeah.
And it'll cost, bond money, capital to do that. And, we do it sort of at First Tee. We're sort of a community center anyhow. We have 1,800 kids go through the program pretty much every year, so.
I would love that, a community center.
That's something we could explore.
As an American.
Okay. Counselor Bingle?
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chair. Nick, I mean, it is impressive. Phil talked about, having to have a groundskeeper, follow him. Oh, I'd be much worse. You would be able to track where I had been playing. I have a brand-new set of clubs that I've only used one time. So I've been looking at, getting back into golf. How affordable, because that's what's really relevant, right? And you've done a great job, obviously, in creating the number of rounds, making the golf courses profitable.
And affordable.
Exactly, and so when you say 8%, put $1 to playing
So you
at-
can go to
on a
Mohawk
nine-
right now and pay a green fee of $12.
Is that for 9 or 18?
18.
18.
That's the lowest
Full
price
round.
in the state.
Love
That's
that.
incredible.
So,
though.
and then if you want to walk, so it's $12 on Con Valley. And it's $19 or $17 at Woodbine. So the price number is affordable. Now, if you want a cart, then it's going to cost you another $17
Sure.
per person. So you can, for $29, you can play Pecan Valley anytime. And actually, if you go after 3 o'clock, it's even less. So Page, it's $36, $38 during the week. In the after 3 o'clock rate, help me, I can't remember numbers on the rates. It's $29 with cart.
Okay.
It's really affordable.
Wow.
So
reasonable.
it's
That's
not
not what I
price
thought it
prohibitive.
was.
On the weekend, it's $53 at Page, and it's $46 at Pecan,
So we have Pecan Valley purposely priced less than Woodbine
because it's
or
not
the
as
two
good
Page
condition
courses.
as Page.
Yeah.
Okay, so hackers like me should be playing there.
Well, you
I
have an
played-
option.
Randy and I both
Yeah,
played
yeah.
at both
Yeah.
courses.
Yeah, because believe me, when I say how bad I am, I lose a whole case of X outs.
But you have
On just one
options
round.
on what you want to
So
pay.
you just
Yeah.
should borrow the range balls.
That's what I'm saying, they're X outs.
We have a lot of that.
That's what I'm saying. So,
They'll make it back to you.
again, a lot of the programs, obviously, my colleagues are supportive, and the elevated interest, especially from kids and ladies that are now taking up golf that previously weren't. Which course would, if I've never played golf and I'm as bad as I truly am, what course would I naturally want to be playing at?
Probably
Would it be
Pecan.
the Mohawk?
Pecan Valley or Woodbine.
Right, at Mohawk.
Yes.
You feel more comfortable at probably Pecan, because that's where a lot of beginners go and play.
Yep.
Because they're not
And I
embarrassed.
played there
They don't
a
want to
lot.
hold up the other people.
Right.
Our junior rate is $12, and so first tee kids are free when they play the program. So it is very affordable for all ages.
Good.
We do have a lot of people that play Page during the week and prefer Mohawk on the weekends because it's not as crowded and they don't feel as pressured from, quote, better golfers or more golfers. So we really offer different courses for what best feels to you.
Right, okay. So, yeah, so I think accessibility obviously is the most important price point,
It's huge.
right? But yeah, because most people aren't gonna be able to afford, if I rented a set of clubs at the pro shop?
$50, brand new set of clubs, we get them annually, brand new ones. So you got
To rent per day.
Just a rent?
yeah,
For a
you got a
rent.
$3,000 set of clubs.
For $50 for a round.
Wow.
Wait,
Rent.
to rent?
To rent, $50.
50 bucks.
for 3,000.
Is that
That's an
inclusive
industry
of the entire
standard.
round?
No,
No.
$50 for
50
the
plus
clubs,
12.
plus whatever the fees are.
Okay.
You're up to $62.
But you have a brand new set, why are we gonna rent them?
No, I'm talking about folks who may just be interested, right? Because a new set of clubs and a bag is an investment in shoes.
It's a big investment, yeah.
Right? So if I'm just determining whether I at least want to have any experience or
If
Could
that
take this up.
happens, you're generally taking one of our group lessons and we work with you in that situation. But the majority of people that rent a club is someone that's coming in from out of town that left their expensive clubs back home not to travel. But for
Right.
someone, what you're describing, there's different programs that we can work with.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can go buy a set of clubs
Yeah.
at those second-hand
Yeah.
stores
Yeah.
for $70 or $80.
But
Oh,
if I'm
pawn
not
shops
interested
have
in
it.
taking this up as a hobby, I'm gonna go make the investment of a set of, scrounge clubs, right? Or mix and match clubs, right? That you
Yeah.
can find easily.
We give clubs to all our first tee children,
That's great.
free.
Okay. All right,
Because we get so many sets donated.
good. Okay, so there's opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the questions I have.
Okay, Counselor Bush, Lakin, then Archie.
So I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege, and I was very excited that you chose your encore career to come on to the Parks Department. And let me just say, 25 years ago, when you started the First Tee program, I was there.
With your dad,
Dad is smiling.
yes, he is.
That
We have a
night,
statue of her father in front of the First Tee program, Al Bush.
Yeah.
He was a dear, dear friend.
he was, and he's smiling right now.
Yes, he is.
Because that night we went to dinner and he talked about the improvements that needed to happen at Mohawk. And to see it to come this far,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Top that.
Sorry.
Mic drop.
Exactly.
You can just bring her on for the fundraising.
He is definitely smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my dear friends.
Me?
No, we're all just getting,
I know.
Lakin's getting teary.
Yeah, no, we're gonna blend, we're just gonna bleed right through this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make any eye contact with Carol whatsoever. So, great job. I've known you guys for a long time. I really appreciate everybody in this room who represents just our entire golf community. Your investment that you put forward. You're from here, you wanted the best for our courses, you believe in these courses, you know of our ties to the courses from the time that we were grade schoolers or high schoolers. The courses are important to us, but we know they're important to you. It's not just another golf course, it's Paige Belcher and it's Mohawk for you, just like it is for us. So thank you guys very, very much for being good stewards of really what we were given and what was in such good condition for so long. And it's now going back into a place that they deserve to be in and that our citizens deserve to play on as well. What do you need from us today? We can't take action in this room, but ultimately what, I know you're gonna come back and talk to us about the master plan. We have $8 million that the voters approved, and to give you the kind of resources you need. I'm really glad that the match helped and that our $1 million that we put on the table and the $1 million that you went out and raised was effective. And I want to continue that private-public partnership model because it works.
It does
And it
work.
causes other people to come in and own some of this stuff as well.
It-
So,
yeah.
what do you need?
No, it's been done effectively throughout the country
Mhm.
with municipal courses. And we want to model off of National Links, what they did in
Yeah.
DC, and what they did in Palm Beach with the park and numerous other places. So The goal would be is to get this water flood mitigation. We have $11,000. We got to figure out where we can get the
I got that
$11,000.
covered.
Okay, good.
So get that done. Hopefully by the end of the year, they study it, model it,
Good.
and we get approval. We need to present the plan to whoever needs to present. I don't know who, and you can direct us where to go. Get it approved to where we can get and start going out, public, get with the mayor and the city council to approve the plan, to let us go ahead and publicize it, to where we can go ahead and get traction and start raising money.
The
And then-
overall plan.
Yeah,
And our commitment to that overall plan is just capped at $8 million bucks, plus any revenue generated, or how does?
Too early to tell.
Okay,
And I
but all
think,
we can give approval for is
Yeah.
what we have.
and we'd have to work through
budgeted
the
and
revenue
allocated.
bonds and
Yeah.
how that would, what that would look like. I presume that would probably go through TPFA, which is, Page had revenue bonds at some point in its history, because
Okay.
originally, everything used to go through TPFA. So I think there's some sort of logistical things to work out once they come back with the details. They've had
The
some
revenue
conversations.
bonds that are backed by what revenue?
Golf revenue.
Just this 477,000 bucks? Or-
yearly.
Okay,
Yeah,
But now-
I
now-
think looking at the whole picture, it's like, oh, you have 8 million, you raise X amount privately, is there a gap
I can,
with revenue bonds?
I can
that-
Yeah.
model forecast after the renovation and what we could, and pro forma what the bottom line will be and the revenue generated hypothetically
Yeah.
when it's done, based upon our history
Yeah.
and knowledge on 27 holes. To where, the revenue derived from that would be reinvested back into the facility and also pay, let's say it's $3 or $4 million in a revenue bond, whatever that number might be.
Yeah.
And then hopefully raise 3 or 4 million privately,
Mhm.
at least, if not more. And then maybe come up with some creative opportunities. I think, naming rights, someone might want to go ahead and say, yeah, I'll do that, and
Yeah.
give you half of that, or whatever, or match, or whatever the case might be. So
okay, well, yeah, if the master plan can be.
what do we need to do to get the master plan to present to you, to have a look at it?
Whatever you guys come up
Yeah.
with, and then
You just let us
find a
know.
time, and
We'll bring
I
back-
think between you and Anna.
We're retired.
Yeah, I think between you and Anna, just come back in October or November, get the kind of approval that you need, we'll put it on an official council agenda, make that approval potentially, so long as there's no questions. Can you, is the dam something that you can get installed before the rains next spring, or is that a 20?
That's part of the
8
golf
deal?
renovation.
Okay.
That would be
Oh,
the first, that would be that would be
Yeah.
done, hopefully,
Yeah.
Randy, you're the expert, conjunction or be first?
As soon as we could and had the money available. I mean, it could happen tomorrow if
You
we
could
had
take
the
a
money.
portion of the money,
Yeah.
the 6 million,
Yeah, yeah,
perhaps.
Of
you
the
know.
private money.
No, of the public.
of the
But
IoT free.
what if you are successful in a little bit of private? I mean, if it's only 250,000
whatever.
bucks, then,
Right, but
but I know, I
yeah.
don't know how the state.
Well, I'm just saying is like right now that the outfall for the lagoons is under construction now.
Yeah.
Now would
You
be
gotta
an
deal with it.
appropriate time to do it, and you could allocate from the IoT three because it's gonna benefit the golf from day one. So anyway, there's just so many things.
Or you
that-
can raise $250,000
Yeah.
and get it done now.
Yeah.
And
So-
have it done privately.
So why don't we work on the, I mean, I think.
So,
it's-
so think of that one a little bit outside of the master plan
Yeah.
approval process.
Yeah, I think
If
that'd
it
be
really
good.
does have that significant of an impact.
Oh, it
I mean,
does.
I
$100,000
could
bucks a
probably
year.
go to some individuals right now and saying, would you?
Is there a balance in the fund? I don't know what,
42,000.
well,
We tapped it.
so you only need 208 then? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I have Archie and then Gilbert, and just a reminder, we have one more agenda item with the Parks Department, number 12.
All right. Thank you all for being here. This
Sure.
tremendous presentation. Randy and I have spent a good amount of time together the last, several months. And Neuro Drive, tremendous. I live next to Paige Belcher, and just the work that y'all are doing, every time that I am walking the street or knocking people's doors, they always say, Paige, it's just gone up and up and up. And so I certainly support the renovations at Mohawk. There's two questions. My understanding, if I'm hearing everything correctly, you got 4 at Page, 4 at Mohawk. we would bond against the 4 there, and then and 2 at Page, to where we had 6. Okay,
That would be that was my initial thought.
okay,
I'd like to leave
right.
2 in the bank
Mhm.
because we're gonna need irrigation work at Page.
Page, and then we're also working on some of this lighting as well.
Don't we have economic development funds too somewhere? No? Okay, sorry.
And then I'm actually getting some emails from from constituents who are watching live
Well,
about this discussion. Maybe they live in Page Belcher. Talk about this 60-40 split. We improve Mohawk. Do you think that takes away from the visitors at Page, or how do we grow how are we
actually,
to
it
grow?
attracts more people to Mohawk.
Mhm.
People that have stayed away because the golf course conditions were horrible. And they're still not where they need to be, and being blatantly honest. I'm not happy with where we are right now. And nor is Randy or Mark. We need to be better, and we will be better. And we've made improvements, but it's still got to improve. There's so much things that we can do. There's so much things we can't do because the renovation, it's 47 years old, the infrastructure. The irrigation system is being held on by a generator.
Right.
And if that goes, I mean, there's so many things that can happen right now. Cart paths are terrible. Everything there, the infrastructure, 47 years of neglect. So, the only thing that's gonna fix Mohawk is a total renovation. That is it.
I think your question also about what impact could Mohawk have on Page?
Right.
Page will continue to get better because it will no longer be subsidizing Mohawk. There's millions of dollars worth of improvements that we need to make at Page too. But the reason why we're thinking about taking 2 from Page and move it to Mohawk, so we can cut that subsidy of Mohawk as quickly as possible, so we can reinvest more at Page.
That was
Yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah.
Also, we have our, community meetings there at Page. So I think it is my goal, and it's not my district, but those spaces can be used for many different activities. So love the work that y'all are doing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
there's.
sorry,
Go ahead,
I have a
please.
logistical question. So IoT3, there was a working group, was it you and Counselor Q and Hall Harper and Patrick, or who was on that?
I feel like that's right, because
So
just
my-
of the location.
Yeah, it might be
of
time to
Krista.
revisit
Mhm.
that as we start talking about reinvestment and, we don't want to be in what I'm hearing is very urgent. We don't want to be in an emergency repair situation because that will be more costly with downtime of revenue loss plus having to find those dollars to do
If we
renovation.
didn't raise the money and get the pump station, we wouldn't be operating.
Right,
That was the first investment, and the first thing that was done, a $500,000 pump station. Mohawk wouldn't be here.
Right.
It would burn up,
yeah.
so,
So I'm
you know.
not trying to voluntold my colleagues, but it seems like there's an ask here that needs some council collaboration and
We do need to upfront some.
thoughts,
I know in the
especially-
past, we've talked about, it's your Page Belcher and it's Mohawk over there, but we've done some studies. Our golfers are coming from all of your all's districts.
Sure. Oh, of
And
course.
and so Anthony will come out and ride around and I'll introduce him to the golfers. They now think that you all are really interested in golf because the golf is so much better.
Sure.
He's like a rock star when he shows up. So he's getting all of your credit.
Better call
you know?
Jeannie.
So you guys all
better
ought
take
to.
Jeannie Q with you on that
No,
road.
but I'm just saying
So
is,
District 2
is, what I'm hearing today is, Phil, you asked, what can you do? Well, you guys have all demonstrated with the questions that you're asking, how interested you really are in public golf, which is the only reason why Nick and I got in, to help save, because Mohawk would be dead
Right.
if it weren't for our $500,000 that, I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
it'd be closed. But you guys are all enthused about golf, and that's what we get to take back to our players now.
So I think that wraps on this. Thank you so much.
Sure.
You guys are amazing, and it's very clear that this is a heart project as much as a head project. So thank you for your passion and your dedication and dealing with all manner of enthusiasm to maybe more skeptical, but now I'm actually thinking like, maybe we go golf. I don't
Great.
know.
Hey, we can do,
We'll
we'll
wait
do
till
a
the
private
end.
clinic for y'all.
For the- yeah, for the
We would need no one to witness, no cameras there.
Live on Instagram. Fundraiser.
All right, yeah.
You feel like, watch people really struggle for the next
Yeah.
3
All
hours.
right. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
And I hope the working group will revive itself and kind of have a quick conversation about dollars. We're on item number 12, which is still with Director
and it's
America.
Two awesome.
I'm
What is
just
your
waiting.
title
This
now? Do we
is
call
really-
you Deputy America? Do we
Thank you.
call you
I do.
Director America? Presentation with representatives from the Parks Department regarding the capital improvement CIP dashboard.
That should be how all dashboards are.
I'm gonna have to sit up here.
Yeah, yeah. Do you need the keyboard?
Yes.
Destiny?
Yes, sir. What's your title now, Anna? Like,
I have a sticker that I found somewhere that says Director of Parks, and I think it crossed that out and says everything.
Okay.
So you can just, Deputy City Administrator and Director of Parks.
Deputy/Director America is now on number 12.
That's fine.
And do you need to read that, or are you good?
I just did.
Oh, okay, perfect. So for those of you who don't know, this is Destiny Love, who is, manages everything administrative and otherwise in parks. And just, I'm gonna say up front, no, you cannot try to steal her to the council or some other department. Everybody in the city keeps trying, and keep your mitts off. This is something.
Stop theft and confuse within the system.
So as you guys know, I think, cabs, so all the vertical construction in the city, all the parks construction is within our department now. That group reports regularly to Sales Tax Overview Committee, and as part of that, they were doing kind of manual, very detailed spreadsheets and things like that. But Destiny happens to love spreadsheet things and dashboard things, and she worked with them, it was at least a year ago, I think, that this was developed internally as a tool to track all the projects here. It's taken some time. She worked on this, presented to Sales Tax Overview Committee several months ago. They loved it and said, we would really like this to be a public-facing tool. So Destiny she's presented to the IT Governance Board and has worked extensively with communications and the GIS folks. And obviously our CABS team, you see Mary Womble here, I know Steve had to leave, but who pulled together all of this information that is in this. And I'm gonna turn it over to Destiny to tell you now, but I think, are we technically live or getting ready to go live on this tool, Destiny?
As of right now. Yeah, we are live on the
Yeah, so this is she's gonna show you what this is. The goal here is to be able to let citizens, you guys, anybody go into this system, kind of see what's going on, get details on projects in their neighborhood, click on things, figure out status, et cetera. So Destiny, take it away.
All right, so this is our capital improvement projects dashboard. About a year ago, we were at one of the community conversations, and a citizen came up and they said, do you guys have a list of your projects in one place? And we handed them a binder of 300 pages worth of projects. So this all came from a citizen's idea, and we turned it into a dashboard, which, like Anna said, is my favorite thing. So you look at first, this is a disclaimer that we did get approved by legal. It just says that all the projects in here, we strive for transparency and accuracy, but they are subject to change. So that doesn't hold us to anything that's in here, because the scope could change, any number of things could change. So the first one here, this link takes us to the dashboard behind us, and then this one will take you to the city's citywide improvement plan. You guys have probably seen this before. It hasn't been updated in a little bit, which is why, yeah, we've created this one. It looks like it's not gonna populate, so we'll do mine. So this is mine, or the Parks Department's. So we created this in mind with trying to get citizens to be more involved with the process. So usually we do like a not started, in progress, or completed type of status update. So with this, we actually went in and added all of CABS's actual statuses that they have. So there's like forecasted selections, contracting, InDesign, etc. And we know that that kind of stuff is confusing to citizens, so when you hover over these, they give you tooltips that actually explain what stage of the project this is in, and it gives you more detail. And then you can also hover down, the same thing happens when you go to city funding. It tells you what kind of funding could be involved, and if you go to other funding, it'll show you what kind of funding can be in there. And then the total funding is the city funding plus other funding equals total project funding. So STOC requested, we're trying to work on a 3.0 version of this that'll show exactly what type of funding it came from and how much. So that'll be our 3.0.
But for you guys, I know you're gonna be interested in, this is the council districts down here. So one has like 64 projects, 2, 18, and then so on and so forth. So if I'm a counselor and I wanna see the projects in my district, I'm gonna click on District 4. It will update all of these down here, so it'll show you the top 5 funded projects in your district, and then all the statuses of those projects. So if I zoom in, you can hover over the dots on here, if I can see that far. What? I can't see that far. Maybe this one. Well, usually when you hover over it, it will select their project. But it looks like it's just being a little slow.
It's a bad Wi-Fi in City Hall.
Oh, here we go. So here's a oh, well.
No,
too soon. Okay. No, that was not planned. I did not listen. I'm not
I think
familiar
that
with
was.
it.
That is
That
the
was
project.
So it will show you a picture of the project and show you the name of the project and the address. And then once you sorry guys, I know, too soon. But when you click on it, it'll update with all of the, like if there was a completion date and a start date, it'll be in there. And then it'll also tell you the design progress, the construction progress, the funding. There's a description in here that is given by our project managers directly. So this is all pulling from a spreadsheet that they already had. So they are in there every single day updating this. And this updates on the hour, every single hour. So this
And what is
live.
the description?
So the description for this one
Crybaby?
is roadside attraction, crybaby, something, art statue.
Oh, okay. Cry, cry, cry.
Yeah, and then like if we went to, let me just reset it.
If we went to anything else.
If we went, yeah, clearly anything, that was not planned. If we
I'll bet
went
it
to,
wasn't.
right? If we went to maybe a happier one, let's see.
Boulders.
How about with
Boulders, yeah, that's what I'm looking at
don't
Woodward
go to that
right
one
now.
either.
Go to
So I'm
Hicks.
clicking on Woodward Park.
Projects.
Yeah, you guys have really bad Wi-Fi here.
It's really bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. So if I
You should put on the agenda why the council has different Wi-Fi than everyone else.
That's the thing.
I mean, it's bad in all of City Hall, to be fair.
So this one is Woodward. Let
Chimney
me go to
windows.
that for you. So it's a picture, that's a rendering. There's
Oh.
either gonna be a rendering, a stock photo, or an actual project, photo of the completed project. So for this one, you can see it's at 100% design, which means that they can start construction on it. And then down here, it says this one is for new pond pump, sidewalk, benches. What we also really wanted to include in here was the improvement type. So you can go in here and click accessibility, and you can see all of our accessibility projects. So anything that includes, anything that's like an accessible sidewalk, a bathroom, changing table, anything like that, it'll populate all of those.
How do you navigate to this dashboard? Where is it linked?
So, did you just find it on your own?
I had been sent it
I
back
Googled
in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'd sent you the.
Months ago.
I just typed
Yeah.
it in the exact,
I know, but for the public,
Right.
who's
So,
supposed to
I-
be able to access it.
Yeah, so they just sent me a message, Communications did, so it's on the city's website, Parks homepage, Capital Programs webpage, and then it's under the IoT hub.
And
under
we
Project
can
Grant.
I'll make a
make
tiny
sure,
URL.
we'll get the link to your staff so they can get it to you. 'Cause
Yeah.
we'd love for you guys to send it out to your constituents and use it at your
We have
town
a
halls and
SharePoint
things like
site
that.
that has like our resources, so I just,
Yeah.
I'll make
put
it
it there, but it's
URL.
perfect.
right.
For
The
the
reason
public.
that Counselor Bell, it's not that she, just so you understand, because if you recall, she specifically brought up at the last mayor council retreat, and then I think a couple of
Yeah.
you kind of championed that as well, but that you would love to see dashboards for some of this, information for citizens, and we'd already been working on this, so I shared this with her and let her know that this was,
Like on its way.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can also, if you're a citizen that just wants to know what's in your area, you can go up here and do a search on your address, and it'll take you to your address, and then you can zoom out and see the projects around you. And then you
Or
can-
if you're driving by, if you were driving by Woodward or something and you want to know what that is, then it allows you to click on projects that are happening. And this does not include, these are the projects that we manage, so it doesn't include the streets and the pipes. We basically do everything besides streets and pipes. So,
What you've asked for this for.
I can help build that dashboard too, if that's
I
okay.
mean, this could use
I mean,
some
that
of
would
the
be a
stuff
really
at the
good
beginning.
dashboard to also have.
Yeah. So this is built to be interactive. Like I said, I want the citizens to really understand the processes of all of these, since these are their tax dollars going to them. So you can click on any of these and it'll filter. You can click on any of these and it'll filter, but it's really slow here. So these are all the completed projects. That's why these are shown completed. But you do have to click on a single project in order for it to show all of the details. You can also, for citizens, we added this submit a project option. So it's not anything related to vertical construction, so you guys aren't gonna get a new zoo or anything if you request it. But if you go in here and ask for like park updates, or park upgrades, or anything to a community center, that does give you the option to add it in there. So they can submit that to us and it goes right to our project management team. And then we also have a help button at the top that will send you to the Tulsa Parks email, because we didn't want these to be directed 311, because I don't expect them to learn the ins and outs of this dashboard, so.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We're 3 over. I have Archie. Has anyone else got any questions or comments?
Very good. I am navigating District 2's projects, and it is, I mean, this is the first version. It's very tiny as far as just the being able to, I'm squinting to have to see, and I have good eyesight.
There's a little place you can really
Little
zoom
zoom
it
in.
in.
Yeah,
Is
they
there?
have
At the very bottom of
Oh, at the
There's like
bottom,
a-
oh,
you can-
okay.
Yeah, there's like a
Bigger.
full size
It's the
thing,
Power
too.
BI.
Yeah, Power BI.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. All
And then
right.
you can zoom further in on the map too separately.
Right, I've definitely done that. Yeah, and just making it easier to find on the website.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be great.
Thank you for your work on
Yeah,
this.
this is
thank you.
great.
That's great.
Yeah, obviously, you're taking the first stab at this, because I think we've asked for this in other iterations, so I'm glad, because obviously, that's what a lot of folks want to know. What projects are, on the table in their area or in their district or across the city? How much it's gonna cost, what the funding mechanisms are for those, what the start and end dates are potentially for those. They don't care about some of the other aspects
They
of
want to
it,
know when it's done.
but they want to know when it's going to be done.
And they can just fish for themselves and not rely on
Exactly.
an email response. or-
Exactly.
Yep.
So this is great.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks
so
for
great
hearing
job.
our requests and delivering results. And I guess now we know that it can be done, so we'll probably have more requests.
She's building all kinds of things internally that we use,
Sure.
dashboard type things, so, yeah.
Yeah,
so-
well, we're making big investments, so it's good
Like
to be
I
able to
said,
monitor
just because
them.
they're stolen.
If there's nothing
It's not
further,
stealing if
we
it's
are
used
gonna
by the
adjourn.
system.
When do you wanna come back? We're 5 over, so staff.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Do you need longer?
That's what they all
Okay. 8 minutes. Come back